Yes.
Good morning. This is Chair French, and I'm convening the regular business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission for this Tuesday, December 12th. On today's agenda, we have 42 consent agenda items and one notice item. I'm joined by my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Keither. Good morning, commissioners. You had the opportunity to review the consent agenda, as I mentioned above. Let me ask at this time whether there are any questions about the consent agenda items, and I will begin with Commissioner Keither.
Not at that time. Thank you.
And Commissioner Keene.
No questions, thank you. Noting my recusal on item number 9 of the consent agenda, I would move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with a notation that Commissioner Keene is recused on item number 9. Is there any further discussion of that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The consent agenda is approved. We now move to our noticed items. We have just one noticed item today. That is in docket number 24, TRAM 093PEN, and it's a proposed penalty order in that docket. Our presenter for this item is Mr. Hassan Latif. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning, commissioners. The penalty order before you arises out of a compliance review of Louis Varela Trucking, a common carrier which hauls aggregates, manure, grain, feed, and hay, operating out of Garden City, Kansas. This investigation was conducted by special investigators Erica Pargas and Penny Fryback. The investigators began their review on July 19th and found major violations and had safety concerns based on their findings. And as a result, staff filed a motion to suspend this carrier's intrastate motor carrier operations on July 27th. An order was suspending the carrier was issued by the commission on August 3rd. And at this time, they remain suspended by the KCC, though I'm aware the carrier has been working with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration on remediating its safety procedures. We still have them out of service at this time. The special investigators during their compliance investigation found 121 violations, and the order before you assesses penalties for 17 specific counts, resulting in $15,550 in total penalties. The violations, I'll briefly summarize, and I won't go over all 17, but I'll touch the major violations. They're a $500 fine for operating in interstate commerce without commercial interstate insurance, a $1,000 enhanced fine for providing investigators with an annual inspection that had fraudulent entries, a $3,000 enhanced fine for using a commercial motor vehicle declared out of service before the out of service violations had been corrected, a $650 fine for using a driver in operations before obtaining a pre-employment controlled substance test result, a $500 fine for operating in intrastate commerce without having KCC operating authority to operate, and then a $1,000 fine for failing to retain supporting documents for the loads hauled, and a $3,000 fine for exceeding the legal gross weight limit in Kansas of 85,000 pounds. There are 18 violations where our investigators found that they were operating with loads that were greater than 185,000 pounds. Additionally, there were violations for failures of record keeping, maintenance, and the company's drug and alcohol testing program, among other things. In total, staff believes the order appropriately assesses penalties against the carrier and recommends approval of the order. Both I and staff are available to stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Latif, for that very comprehensive listing. Let me ask at this time if there are questions about this order, and I will begin with Commissioner Keither.
No questions, just my typical horrified stance at learning all of this and what people are willing to do to go at any length to break the law. It's amazing.
And Commissioner Keene.
Yes, Hassan, thank you for the overview. It was, as the chair suggested, comprehensive. Again, this order really emphasizes one of the primary functions of the Transportation Division, which is to provide for public safety. on the highways and thoroughfares throughout the state. I would say comprehensive and professional would also summarize the efforts of both Erica and Penny once again. Excuse me. And we're certainly grateful to them for their professionalism. Having said that, I would move approval of the order.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Is there any further discussion of that motion? Hearing none, those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. Thank you, Mr. Latif.
Thank you.
With that, we have come to the conclusion of all the items on today's business meeting agenda. If there's no further business to come before us this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all. Take care.
Yeah.
Take care.